Breaking, he just stepped down, it's finally over. By Al Waisman for freedomdaily.com. If you ever wanted to know who has power over you, just look at who you aren't allowed to criticize. That's just the lesson the owner and founder of the Papa John's Pizza learned this week. Papa John's founder and CEO John Schnatter announced he is leaving his position in the company he owns and founded after he publicly criticized the failed NFL leadership earlier this year because of its poor handling of the players' unpatriotic national anthem protest, which led to applause from all us patriotic Americans who care more about our nation and her flag than about a ball game. By a Freedom Daily, NFL just hit with devastating news about their league. Football League has stirred up more than its fair share of controversy over the past couple of months. The national anthem protest that started last season with former 49ers player Colin Kaepernick that many hoped would just fade away did not. In fact, it spread like a virus, infecting every single team in the NFL. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, as well as the spoiled millionaires that make up the teams, drastically overplayed their hand, assuming that the American people would just turn a blind eye to the blatant disrespect being shown to the flag we love. Because of their flagrant disdain for our nation's heritage, the largest nationwide boycott in recent history slammed into the league like a freight train, draining their bank accounts and putting the entire league into jeopardy. Thus far, the damage done to the NFL was done by their furious former fans who have left the league in droves. Those who used to spend their time watching or going to the games have taken to social media to inform everyone who supports the league that we won't be supporting them. Significant pressure was put on sponsors to pull their advertising, but up until now none had. However, today the NFL got the worst news to date. One of the NFL's most iconic sponsors, Papa John's, has officially withdrawn their support from the league. Just one sponsor might not seem like a massive problem, but considering their annual advertising budget just 3 years ago was over $180 million. Their exit is a huge hit to the league, according to Bleacher Report. They cited negative consumer sentiment for the controversial move. Pizza chain Papa John's announced Wednesday that it is pulling its advertising associated with the NFL, according to ESPN's Darryl Rovell. Per Jonathan Mays of Nation's Restaurant News, Papa John's founder John Schnatter or whatever said sales are down. Absolutely, due to negative consumer sentiment regarding the company's relationship with the NFL. For the record, those consumer sentiments they're referring to were you and I. No doubt, most of the NFL brass expected Americans to roll over and play dead eventually, but 2 months into the season, the patriotic former football fans have proven that there are things much more important to us than football, and the lives of our brothers and sisters in uniform and the love we have for our country are a few of them. Schnatter or whatever also called the NFL an example of poor leadership, according to Mays. A constant topic of discussion during the 2017 NFL season has been players' decision to protest during the national anthem. Well, the trend was started by, I can't stand repeating this name again, with Colin Kaepernick last season, especially since critical comments were made by President Donald Trump. That led to the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell sending a letter to all the 32 NFL teams expressing his preference that players stand for the anthem. The NFL hasn't enacted a rule forcing players to stand, but there is a clear schism between players and NFL leadership on the issue. If there's one thing that is evident to anyone who has watched the NFL, it's that they can enact any crazy rule they want to, and if players want to keep their jobs and hefty paychecks, they'll adhere to them, no matter how much the left suddenly claims to love the Constitution. This isn't a constitutional issue. It's a doing what your boss says issue. The boss, aka Commissioner Goodell, just didn't want it bad enough. Sadly for him, that is paying off now in a big way. Per Rovell, Schnatter said the NFL's issue with the players should have been nipped in the bud 18 months ago. It was announced by Nielsen after week 6 of the NFL season that the NFL ratings are down 7.5% in comparison to last season, according to Rovell. Schnatter chalked up last year's deadline to the presidential election, but said this year's drop is due to the polarizing controversy per Mays. Mays also reported that Papa John's sales are down 6%. Try giving the real numbers. It's about 50%. That's why this is going on. Papa John's is deeply rooted in the NFL since it has a deal with the league in 23 of its individual teams, according to Rovell. Former Indianapolis Colts and Denver Broncos quarterback Peyton Manning is a Papa John's franchisee who also appears in commercials for the company. No matter how much the company might have invested in the NFL in the past or how strong those ties are, actions have consequences and friendship doesn't pay the bills. Papa John's is a business that is out to make its customers happy, and the NFL is just bad for business. Maybe at some point down the road, they will get their players in line and show the world that they once again respect the national anthem. But until then, Americans will continue to boycott and sponsors will continue to lose money on them. America ain't coming back from this. Believe you me. Come on, please. Please, just because they lost money and they're going to stand doesn't mean the American people, you got to force somebody to do that. Either you feel it or you don't feel it. So they showed their true colors. So it's done. The American people are not giving neither to Holly Weird or the NFL. Thankfully, Papa John's did what America wanted and showed the league where their loyalty lies. Yeah, but Papa John's didn't pull out in the beginning. Remember that? Now that he's lost the money and they're talking about 7%, give me a break. This is like more like about 50% down in business, in ticket sales. And what we saw in week 15, it was practically empty with tickets selling at $5 and $2. I mean, come on, really? Yeah, thankfully, yeah, Papa John's did what Americans wanted and showed the league where their loyalty lies. Yeah, give me a break. I say that again. They lost money, and that's why. He wasn't pulling out in the beginning. No, so let's order a pizza and celebrate this victory? No, I'll order from someplace else. Revenge might be a dish, best served cold, but in this case, I don't have to, it doesn't have to be. It's already too late. Today, it tastes like better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's, yeah. So, what's his name? Shatnatter or whatever will be replaced by 42-year-old Steve Ritchie. Mr. Ritchie actually started at Papa John's in 1996 as a customer service representative, making a mere $6 an hour. But in 2006, he managed to become Papa John's franchise owner and operator. By 2010, he started to participate in the leadership of the company until he was promoted to Chief Operating Officer in 2014. Ritchie was added to the succession plan of the company, top job, in 2015 when he was named president. Okay. So Papa John's will be in great hands, but I don't know what kind of reaction patriotic Americans will have to the fact that Schnatter or whatever had to step down to cater to the ungrateful ignoramuses in the NFL. In case any NFL ball tossers are reading this, ignoramuses means an ignorant or stupid person either way. It truly is a shame that a person can lose their standing in their own corporation only because they side with America. Maybe it's time to add Papa John's to our NFL boycott until Shat Natter or whatever is allowed back and resume his role of CEO of his own company. Yeah, well, you know, he stepped down because of that, but in the beginning, Papa John's wasn't boycotting it. So, you know, I got news for you. Things are not going to improve anyway for any advertiser in the NFL. And that's just basically it. People saw their true colors and they're not having it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.